Have you ever felt you only hear from the community when something's wrong? Oh, how many of you have experienced that? And have you ever felt frustrated when there are certain parents who are furious at the front desk and they don't want to talk to anybody but the principal and they want to talk to the principal right now? I get it. I've been there, done that. I know what that experience feels like. I have been there, done that, and I have seen my career flash in my face many times. I have had to escort parents out of the building. I've had to call security for the building to get parents from the building, and it's simply because there was not any kind of relationship. No relationship was built. That's a parent who hasn't heard about us, who knows just what our purpose and what our vision is. So, my name is Barbara Polk, and I'm a turnaround principal. And tonight we're going to be talking about building a strong school brand through community involvement. Now, my love is to get principals to the level they know they can. So, as we talk about ways to build a brand through the community involvement, we're going to start talking about exactly what a brand is. Now, I know most of you are saying, well, I've heard of branding, but I've heard of branding when it's associated with businesses. I've heard of branding when there are certain kinds of products that people are selling. There are commercials and they're talking about branding. But I don't understand how branding can be associated with a school or with a school district. Well, if you are a school, you are a school leader. Branding is simply your promise to your students and to your parents. That's all your branding is. What the branding does, it tells your community, it tells your parents that what they can expect from your school and what their educational experience is going to be about. So this conversation is specifically designed for you if you're the principal of a school who is committed to improving your community engagement. Now, when we do our school improvement plans, we always have a place where we have community involvement, but we never see the word branding. We never see the word branding. And what I'm going to do, we're going to talk about 3 points tonight that's going to talk about the branding that is going to be so important for your school. So the first point is social media. The second point is meeting the needs of the community. And the third point is to partner with local businesses in the community. So let me tell you my story. I was assigned to the lowest performing campus in my district and one of the lowest performing campuses in the state of Texas. I was assigned to turn the school around. That's absolutely right. So we had students who had discipline issues. We had students who had low test scores. We had drugs. We had gangs. We had everything negative that's associated with the school. We had teachers who came to our school because they couldn't get a job anyplace else. We didn't have a vision. We didn't have a mission. We didn't understand what core values were. We had students who came to school because that's where everybody else was. So they decided that they would just go there. We had teachers who would start school on a Monday, and after the weekend, we never see them again. We had substitutes who would start at 8:40 in the morning, and by 12 o'clock, they were gone. It was serious. It was not a pretty deal. And as far as the community is concerned, and as far as branding is concerned, nobody wanted to come to that school. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want my child there. There's another story where a parent came in. She had just moved in from out of town, and my school was in her zone. So she came and enrolled her child into my school, and she just felt just mighty fine. She went back home to her community, to her new place with her family, and she told them what school she had enrolled her child in. The next morning, she was there to transfer her child to another school because the school was rated so low until you go to any other school you wanted to if you didn't want your child to go to that low performing school. We turned that school around in a year's time, but we turned that school around not because of just our academics. Our academics was important. There's no doubt about that. And it wasn't about the discipline turning around, because the discipline turned around as well. The community became involved because we went out and we had that as a part of our vision, that we are going to not only change the school academically, but we are going to change the image of this school. And that's a part of your branding. So we got positive press anytime we could find that we did something good. We got a hold of the local media. We had, especially the CBS affiliate, we got them to come. We told a story, anything that we could do to talk about the good things that we were doing. We had a motto that everybody knew. That's what we said. That's what we were known for. So that was what we did. We also recognized our volunteers. We were there, and we got our volunteers to come. We got our volunteers to one especially to be recognized by the state of Texas for his volunteer work. We wrote that up. It was an all expense paid trip to Austin for him and his family to be recognized, and that plaque is still in the at the school, Texas Education Agency in Austin. And we also partnered with our local businesses. Now, our close local business was HEB, it was Walmart, and it was the small businesses that were around us. So what we're going to talk about today is something added to the mix, and it's just something that just comes naturally. And when you build your brand, you're going to embrace social media. Now, there are several ways that you can embrace social media to build your brand, to build a strong school brand. The first is, if you are in a private school, you can start your own YouTube channel. And if you start your own YouTube channel, that means that you're going to have parents who are going to be subscribers of that YouTube channel. And every time something pops up that you are going to do on your campus, or some activity that's going on your campus, or if you have a special event, or if the parking is going to change, if school is going to be dismissed early, if you want to remind parents about the holiday that's coming up, you can put that on your YouTube channel. And if you're not in a private situation, you can use your Facebook, of course. Now, you can use the Facebook that is a part of your district and it's your particular school. We have schools all over who have their own Facebook account, but they're not active. They don't use it. However, you don't see a teacher or a student walking around after school, or a teacher during the day, or the principal with their phone on Facebook or on other social media avenues looking at that. So if you are going to improve the brand in your community and you have social media, then it is your opportunity to use that social media to talk about the positives of your school. Now, we have gone through COVID. We have heard all the negative. We have heard about principals retiring. We have heard about teachers not showing up. We've heard about having substitutes in the classrooms. Well, to be honest, y'all know that was going on before COVID. That was pre-COVID. And it's greater now. It's just no doubt about it. But we're turning around, and we want to rebuild the image of our schools. We want to have a strong brand in our schools. And by embracing social media and to do it consistently. Principals, you may have to assign a person or a team to take care of the social media on your campus and have it done consistently. If you are going to make announcements every Monday at 8:40, do that. Have someone assigned to that. I mean, if you are a middle school or a high school, that can be an assignment that a teacher can have a student to take care of that. As long as you are letting the community know what is going on in your building, and you can do it consistently. And the key is consistency. If you do it this week and you don't do it next week, and you do it this week and you don't do it the following week, then parents will not be able to follow you. They will see that you are erratic. They will see that you cannot be one that they can depend on to be consistent. So if you're going to do that, you're going to be consistent. So your social media is going to be the key to build the brand in your community. That is how you get community involvement. That is how you can showcase your principal. If you're a new principal, you're a returning principal, that's an opportunity to showcase or profile you as the principal. Parents want to know. You hear things in the community. They say, oh, yeah, she's so-and-so and such and such. Oh, yeah, he came from yada, yada, yada. But when you use that social media and you profile that principal and you know what that principal's expectations are, then you have a relationship. You know, I see people on Facebook and people on YouTube that I feel I have a relationship with because they see things the same way I see things, or there may be some things that they see that I never thought about, and I have a relationship with them. I know their name, I know their face, so you know it's like I know them. There's also an opportunity on social media for you to showcase the teachers. Now, true enough, there are some teachers who don't want to be showcased individual. You can showcase departments. You can showcase teams. You can showcase your custodial staff. You can showcase your teacher aides. You can showcase your cafeteria people. They are all a part of the community. And when they can say something positive about your school, some of the things that they love about the school, what that's doing is that's perpetuating that positivity that you want to be known about your school. The other thing is that you are communicating not only with people directly in your community, you're communicating with people in other communities as well. Remember, we're at a time when we are looking for people to come into education. There's some people who are not in education who are thinking about education. And once they see the kinds of things that are going on your campus, then they say, well, you know, I think I can fit into that. I think I like to work at that school. It seems as though they're having lots of fun at that school. You know, you're going to showcase all of your activities, all of the things that's important. You're going to showcase that on your social media. People don't know what's going on in schools. They pass by the school building. You got lights flashing on the building. You have a message flashing. Lots of times people, the message goes so fast that they can't even read it. Even if they have their students at that school, they can't read those messages. But they will become accustomed to your social media representation. They will know what's going on in that school, and they can tell everybody else. You have people in the community who have students at your school who don't know what's going on. They find it out secondary. How about using social media and let them find it out firsthand? And that is your branding through community involvement. The second thing is that you can meet a need in the community. Remember, we're talking about branding. We're talking about branding through community involvement. And as a part of your vision as the principal, community involvement has to be a key that makes your school a whole. So let's meet a need in the community. There's some things that you can think about doing. There are some collaborations that you can do, meeting a need in the community. How about one example of um, maybe getting some students? Say you're middle school and you have elementary feeder school or several elementary feeder schools going to your middle school. How about choosing some students and having them to go to those elementary campuses and talk about making good decisions? Now, we know that those students that are in elementary school, that are in fifth grade or sixth grade or whatever the cutoff level, they are really concerned about moving on to the next level. And they've heard stories, their friends have told them stories. How about having your ambassadors to go to those schools and meet with a group of fifth graders or sixth graders, or the group that's about to move on to the next level? You have opportunities to maybe have a spring cleanup, and it's not about a spring cleanup. That's just something that's going to get everybody involved. You can have a spring cleanup. You can invite parents, you can get the community sponsors involved. They can have the drinks, the water. They can donate things. You can have a specific part of the building. You may just want to plant some flowers outside the building. What does that do? What does that do? That's building your brand. People are talking about your school. You are getting people to learn about you. People learning about each other. You're building a great collaboration. So that is the meeting the needs of a community. And the last thing, and this is something that, we always talk about, partnering with local businesses in the community. A lot of our urban schools are sitting right smack dab in the middle of businesses, and they're usually small businesses. And we do not collaborate with them. Of course, you have the big HEBs and you have the big Walmarts, and let's not overlook them because they are a critical source. So you have parents of children who work at HEB, who work at the Walmarts, who work at the Dollar General. Go into those stores. Make a relationship. Introduce yourself. Let them know that you want to collaborate with them. You're building your brand. You're walking in, identifying yourself as the principal of George Bush Middle School. And I understand that Miss Kareem is the mother of Hassan Kareem. They work at the Dollar General. Is there something we can do to collaborate? Or go to the Walmart, or go to the HEB and find out. You'd be surprised that how many family members work at those stores, and you're going to find that you have managers working those stores, and they will let you know the kinds of opportunities that the stores offer the schools that you wouldn't know about if you wouldn't ask them. We've had the stores to offer us backpacks, because they said we have extra backpacks. And we can fill them up for you. We can fill them up for you. All you need to do is just get somebody over here. Oh my goodness. We've established a relationship. We have a brand. But the second part of that is to recognize those businesses, because those businesses are good members of the community. And it is your opportunity and it is your duty to recognize them and thank them for all that they do for your school. You're building your partnerships. So, these are just three simple things that you can do as the principal of your school to build a strong brand through community involvement. So, my challenge to you this week is to get with a team, talk about branding, talk about community involvement, and talk about the vision of your school and how important community involvement is in order for you to achieve your attendance goals, your discipline goals, and of course, your academic performance goals. And then you will have people wondering, how is it that they can do all that they do through academics, attendance, and discipline? But it's more to it than that. It's the spirit, it's the vision, it's the mission, it's the core values. And a part of that vision, mission, and core values is your community involvement. So let's get with your team. My challenge to you this week is to get with your team. Start planning right now for your community involvement. Start seeing right now those issues or those community people that you have been overlooking, who have been right in your face, to get them involved in your school. You're going to be looking for teachers, or you should be looking for teachers right now. You're going to be looking for teachers in the non-traditional ways, non-traditional areas. We have principals who are leaving. We have teachers who are retiring. And we are going to have a place where in the community, when you do have your certified people to come, they have heard about your school. They know about your brand. So that is the school that they are going to want to be a part of. So that is the way for you to build a strong school brand through community involvement. I want you to share this. I want you to hit that invite button and to give your friends and colleagues an opportunity to see the kinds of things that we're doing on Principals on the Come Up, where we transform schools into hallelujah success stories. So get them invited, get the share, so that they can be a part of our community of principals who are building a strong community brand through community involvement. We'll see you next time.